The Easter lily. In the Bible, this little white flower is mentioned many times. It symbolizes purity, hope, rebirth, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's a delicate flower that's only sold in stores for about 1 week. And if you've ever purchased or seen an Easter lily in North America, chances are it came from Smith River, the Easter lily capital of the world.
So there's 4 farms that are essentially keeping this crop alive for Easter.
For 3 generations now, Matt Westbrook's family has been sowing the soil at the northwesternmost border of California.
Before World War II, lilies came from Japan. After World War II, they needed a new place to grow them. They brought them out here to the West Coast, and they grew the best right here in the Smith River Valley.
Easter lilies thrive in Smith River's cool, foggy climate, but to be ready for the Easter holiday, preparations for the lily bulbs begin in July, when the flower first blooms.
It's extremely labor intensive. It's planted by hand, it's disbudded by hand, it's packed by hand.
Farmers in Smith River are not in the flower selling business, they're in the bulb selling business. And that's because a whole flower would not survive being shipped around the world. They have to be grown locally in greenhouses, and it's Linda Crockett's job to make sure that the flowers in the field are removed so the bulbs in the ground will be ready for Easter.
As quickly as possible, get this flower off so we can have the sugars go down into the bulb and get a better bulb, because we're after the bulb.
Flower removal is known as disbudding, and it's done by skilled laborers who lay belly down on this homemade contraption called a field creeper.
I'm missing some back here.
It's okay, there's people behind you.
Okay, they're gonna pick up my mess then.
Yeah.
I am obviously not a skilled laborer. Many of the staff working in these lily fields have been here for over a decade. And just in case you're wondering, those flower petals left on the ground eventually decompose and turn into fertilizer. It takes on average 3 years of planting, growing, and disbudding before the bulb is ready to be sold. Each year in the ground, the bulb gets bigger, and if it survives stormy weather and disease, the bulb will be harvested in November.
And so it's not like grown corn, because when you get done growing corn, you just ship your corn to the store. We have ongoing responsibilities through the production.
Those responsibilities that Del Norte County Farm Bureau President Rob Miller is talking about is the delicate process of getting the bulbs out of the ground and shipped to greenhouses around the world so they can be grown locally for Easter.
My favorite part about the lily is the day after Easter. Because Easter shipping is a little bit time-consuming and stressful.
If the harvested bulbs are not washed, packed, or kept at the right temperature, they won't make it to the greenhouses that grow them for Easter.
We got an Easter lily bulb bath or shower, or what do we got going on here?
Technically, these are strawberry washers.
Okay.
Because the Easter lily business is such a niche market, Spencer Westbrook has to use modified farm equipment in the packing house to make sure that the newly harvested bulbs are sorted by size so they can be shipped to greenhouse growers.
Some guys in Oxnard. There's a Virginia truck was here yesterday. It's all over the world.
It'll take about 90 to 120 days to grow the Easter lilies in the greenhouse. After that, local nurseries will deliver them to nearby stores or churches. It's a long journey for these flowers, but unfortunately, demand is not what it used to be for Easter lilies.
There is less religious tie today with millennials than there was 40, 50 years ago. There's fewer and fewer people who are tied to church, and therefore the consumption of lilies isn't going up with the increase in population.
Just 4 farms and a small group of workers produce a majority of the world's Easter lilies. It's a tough, labor-intensive crop, but regardless of the fluctuating demand for the flower, growing them is a labor of love for the people of Smith River.
From the 70s, it was like 80 or 90. So I'm very passionate about this crop. That's why I've stayed with it.
From the Easter lily capital of the world in Smith River, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.